We are joined by Connor Zilisch, driver of the number 88 Chevy for JR Motorsports. We can open it up right here with a few questions.
Rob Tianson from the podiumfinish.net. Connor, welcome back, and congrats on the pole for tomorrow's race. How confident are you about your chances, given the rough start this season, but knowing you're at your bread and butter track? And also, too, what message do you have to send your competitors about, hey, I'm the guy to beat tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good start to the weekend. We had a rough start to the year, so getting the momentum kind of swinging in the right direction is much needed, and what better place to do it at a track like this. So excited for the race tomorrow. Just going to have to have a clean day and execute, which I know we can do. We've got a really fast WeatherTech Chevrolet, and yeah, all the JR Motorsports cars are really fast. Ross and I, we're sharing a lot of notes together and kind of talking about our laps, and we feel like we'll have a good plan to go out there tomorrow and just take it easy and hopefully stay up front.
Justin Schuler with Athlon Sports. So you were in here earlier talking about keeping your nerves in check, all that stuff. So checkbox one of many, I'm sure. So how do you keep doing that moving forward to the next practice, the next qualifying, the race, and then having a good night's sleep, Sunday's race?
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a little tougher. It's a bit more of a chaotic day, and first time in the Cup car, so I'm sure that's going to bring some calamity and just people around me and noise. So I'm just going to have to keep blocking it out and doing my best to do my thing when it comes to getting in the race car and putting my helmet on and just allowing myself to execute and do what I know I need to do. So I'm excited to see what the Cup car is like tomorrow. It was good to get some reps on the track before that, but yeah, it's going to be tough to stay calm throughout the entire weekend. It's a busy weekend. I've got a jam-packed schedule with meet and greets and interviews and stuff like that. So just going to have to keep myself busy and try not to think too much.
And you're working with Ross on the trackhouse side, obviously, but what were you two? The broadcast showed you two talking on pit road. It seemed like you guys were talking about either car setup or pointing at different parts of the track. So what were you two kind of collaborating about? I mean, obviously you can't share all your secrets, but like, what was he sharing with you, and what were you pointing out with him? Because you guys are going to be sharing the front row, and not only that, but you've got like 4 of the 5 JRM cars, or you guys have 4 of the first 5 spots,
yeah,
I should say.
yeah.
So it's a pretty strong showing altogether.
Yeah, it's really good to have all those cars up there. We're going to, talk about the start of the race tomorrow and kind of all of our game plans for the race. And Ross and I, as soon as we got out, we were joking that, we didn't want to do a second lap, right? I didn't want to go and run a second lap because I felt like my first lap was good enough. But when I saw Byron roll down pit road, I told Marty, I was like, hey, it's probably smart to do it just because we haven't seen anybody run a second lap after a sticker run, so we didn't know if it'd be faster or not. So we didn't want to take the risk of being too confident in our laps. So I went back out there, and we were joking as soon as we got out, because after my first run in qualifying, I got out of the car and I was like, I think we're good there. And then I look over at Ross, and his window net's still up, and he's sitting in his car, and I'm like, is he going to go back out for a second lap? And we were both kind of just talking back and forth on the radio, and our crew chiefs were talking, and I was like, I'm not going to go out unless you go out. And he's like, I'm not going out unless you go out. And then I saw William go, and I was like, all right, I guess I got to go. So we were joking about that, and then just kind of we watched the SMT lap together and talked about what we did right, what we did wrong, what we felt on the second qualifying run versus the first, and yeah, just kind of talking about what we think both of us can do better come race time tomorrow.
JC, obviously you guys were the first series at speed through the new layout. How did you feel? How tricky was that?
Yeah, it was really, not too crazy. It really just added that one 6A, 6B section and kind of changed the way you drive the end of the S's. So overall, not too crazy. 6B has got a really big bump in it. I'm curious to see what that's like in the Cup car tomorrow. Obviously, those things are a little bit more rigid and don't take bumps as well. So that could be something definitely to take note of going into tomorrow. But I feel like it's going to race really well. 6A, I think, is going to be a good passing zone with guys setting up to the right. I think you're going to be able to pass there, and I'm just curious to see really how it races, and I'm glad I get to do the Xfinity race tomorrow to see that.
Rob Tianson again from the podiumfinish.net. Connor, I worked with a driver in TA2 back in 2023, and he told me to watch you in NASCAR when you make it because you're going to win a lot of races and championships. That competitor is Tom Sheehan. What does it mean to you to hear someone as respectable as him to say that? And also, too, with all these people making fun of you at the lack of getting too much sleep, is this going to be an advantage going into this weekend?
Yeah, sleeping's going to be important this weekend. I got a party, a Red Bull party I got to go to after this, but yeah, it was really cool to hear that. I respect a lot of the guys I raced in Trans Am, and that series did a lot for me as kind of my development and growth. So yeah, it's cool to hear that from guys in that series, and it's definitely a series I enjoyed running.
Steven Stump, frontstretch.com. Connor with Ross, William, and a couple other Cup drivers in the Xfinity race tomorrow. What will you be watching from them in terms of gaining experience, but also getting prep for the Cup race on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, just the way they want to, race me, the ways they try to pressure me. There's a lot you can learn from racing against those guys and get an understanding of, how they race you on Saturday is probably how they're going to race you on Sunday. So, excited to see how, the race develops and how we, take care of our tires without a run. There's a lot to pick up from those guys and their experience. So, I'm definitely not as fast as I feel I was at Watkins Glen. I feel like Ross is really close to, speed with me. So I think the two of us are going to probably have a good race against each other, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. But, I think William, you can never count him out either. So, yeah, I'm excited to see kind of how it plays out and how the run develops. I did a 9-lap run in practice, which gave me a good feel of fall off, and I think it's going to be interesting to see where the race goes.